No, 100%. Yes. Thank you so much for that introduction. I just want to say that as an entrepreneur, as a business owner who grew her business extremely fast, and I was really excited about this growth. However, I found myself inundated in the day to day activities all the time. How many of you have ever been in that situation where you're growing a business, you're stabilizing the business, you have team, but you still find yourself coming into like, setting up tech and trying to get codes to work properly and just things like
Mhm.
that. And you're just like, I want to just delegate this stuff to someone else, but you have to do it. You have to do it, right? You feel obligated because you want to grow your business. You have goals to expand your business, to scale your business, but you're just like, I want to spend time with my family. I want to actually enjoy my life and not just work, just to work, right? To
Totally.
live to work. And so my job was like what really kind of like excites me and energizes me and gets me really motivated to help entrepreneurs that are running established businesses is to stabilize and scale it. And
Mm.
we can't do that all the time when we only have one revenue stream. And the solution, many people believe that the solution is, well, we just need to come out with another service or a new product and over again and not simplify it. Actually, we know that simplifying to scale is key. So how do we do that? Well, the great thing about government contracting is that it helps you stabilize your business so that you can scale your business
Mm.
while you're delivering the same services you're already doing now to your existing clients, but you actually deliver that to the government. And that's how I help businesses scale and grow. And so, a little bit about the results. So I've helped my clients achieve over $4.4 billion
Yeah.
post corporate America. And in corporate America, this is where I learned the game. I learned government contracting. I learned procurement, business development, the strategy that is required to win government contracts. So much so
Mm.
that I remember when I went full time in my business, and I just let a couple of people know in the DMs on LinkedIn. I was like, hey, I'm just going on my own, like when you're first brand new into business, you don't want to tell a lot of people. But within a couple of weeks, I was fully booked because they knew I had a reputation. They knew I was going to get them results. They knew that I was going to help them achieve their goals. And so I did. And
Mm.
so I created this system. I call this a GovCon sales
Mm.
strategy, GovCon sales strategy. And it's the $1 billion blueprint because literally
I
I've
love
helped
that.
my clients achieve over $4.4 billion. So I can call it the $1 billion blueprint
Yeah.
to simplify and scale with government contracts.
And I see you helped people. What was that number again? $4.4 billion in
Yeah.
contracts placed, right?
Mhm.
It kind of boggles my mind a little bit. We've heard about this. I've heard about it from people on YouTube, and I've heard about it from people all over, right? You hear about it from the gurus, right? You even see the 30-second reels. Hey, if you do this, this, and that, you can get a contract here and it'll change your life forever. But nobody ever explains the how, the
Yeah.
what, the when, the where, and the who. And so after meeting you, I think we connected in one of the podcast groups, right? One of the big podcast groups.
Mhm.
After meeting you, I was like, wait a second, this is not as far fetched as people really think it is, right? So, what you're telling me is if I'm a graphic designer and I
Mhm.
already service clients doing graphic design and all that stuff, contractors for the government do the same thing, but just on a larger scale. Or if I have a
Yeah.
photo booth and I'm servicing weddings and events locally here in Frisco, Texas, government contracts also request stuff like that too for larger scale events or for local events, but through a government contract. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
You got everything. And I want to just modify one slight thing. The contracts are similar, if not the same as what you're doing now.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
they could be a contract for, let's say, just build a website,
Hmm.
or to like a graphic designer who is designing a marketing brochure,
Hmm.
right? So when you think about large, and it is not the amount of work you're doing. It is actually the same amount of work you're doing, but you're actually making more. In a lot of instances, you're making more.
Gotcha.
When there's a larger scale project, let's say, a lot of my clients are winning like $1 million contracts and $10 million and $50 million contracts, right? So these contracts, the margins are pretty stable. They're pretty, comparable, however you want to say that.
Yeah.
But to what you're already doing, but it's actually helping you stabilize, because these the terms in the contract are what's really attractive. It's this, 6-month contract. It's a 5-year contract. It's crazy. I mean, imagine just how many of you have ever felt this pressure when you onboard a client, or you're supporting and delivering value to a client, and you're thinking, I got to go get the next one. I got to go get the next client. I got to go to the next client.
All entrepreneurs agree. Yeah.
Right? Like, that is just so stressful. And I'm here, like Melinda's here saying, oh, there are 3 and 5-year term contracts, and I just actually want to go back to that photo booth example.
Yeah.
I remember telling you that because I was flabbergasted. I was like, wait, what? Like, because I like playing around, just like looking at what opportunities there are. And I was thinking of a wedding photographer, and I thought to myself, like, oh, okay, yeah, I know he has a photo booth. And of course they, government contracting, there's plenty of photography contracts.
Sure.
But photo booths, how many times would you see a photo? Like, you would never think that, but it all boils down to, this is a client. And if you are selling those services to your existing customers now, your existing clients now, more than likely, they are services that the government is buying.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's crazy. So it's not necessarily more work. It's the same work, but just longer contracts and more stability, right?
Yes.
So if you guys are watching this and you're curious and it's piquing your interest, and you're like, how in the world do I even do this? Who do I talk to? How, maybe you've even been in the industry before and you've looked into government contracts, and you struggle to figure out maybe what websites to go on, what paperwork to fill out, understanding the ins and outs, the differences between different competitors that you have, doing all that stuff. Number one, let me know if you're one of those people. Drop a 1 in the comments, or give me a thumbs up, or #live or something. Let me know you're there. But if you could, Melinda, kind of do a little bit of a deep dive into that. What inspires you to help established business owners win government contracts?
Okay, so we're going back to corporate for a moment.
Yeah.
Because I have to tell you the why. Like, why is this such a blessing to share this information in a simple and easy way? How can Melinda make it so easy for me to win government contracts? That was my role. I was a manager. I was submitting proposals, hundreds of proposals a year, winning contracts on behalf of my employer. And at the time, they actually don't call it government contracting. They call it procurement, or they call it proposal development.
Gotcha.
So anytime I tell my family, like, they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I work on proposals. I submit proposals. They're like, huh? What is that? The reason why this is
Let me just stop you there. So you did that for corporate America on behalf of the corporate companies that you worked for, not on your own terms, right?
To start out. That's how I got my start for 10 years. That's what I did for 10 years is working in corporate America.
Yeah.
And that adds to my 20 years of marketing experience. So when I finally left corporate America, I was like, I want to do this, but I want to help smaller businesses win contracts. How do I create a system that's going to work, that is going to be proven to work, and just make it easy for people. And that's really where it was born. And I mean, there's so many stories I can tell you about this world, because
let me know what happens when people don't get the process. They don't understand. Like, why is it so challenging?
The industry average for those who don't have a system, they don't have a process, and they dive right into government contracting is anywhere between 10 and 12%.
Yeah.
Now, 10 and 12%. Let's give it a real, let's put it together. That's about maybe 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. So you're winning 2 out of 10. Where my agency, the agency that I created after leaving corporate and coaching my clients, coaching their teams internally to do what I do, our average rate across our entire company is 74% for our clients. That's 8 out of 10.
Come on.
So like 2 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I'd rather win 8 out of 10 times than 2 out of 10 times. I don't know about you, but here's what happens. This is the problem that most businesses run into is the paperwork. This is the paperwork. I'm going to explain it to you like this. Having submitted proposals, certification, license requests, applications. I mean, just if I've seen just about every form to known demand. I mean, I've just seen them all, and I understand the language, of course, right? It's signing the closing documents for my house were more complicated, and it took longer.
Interesting. All right.
100%. And I think to myself, I'm like, this is the thing that people are afraid of. Are they really afraid of the paperwork, or are they afraid of winning? Are they afraid of achieving and actually exceeding their expectations for themselves?
I think that's a great point, because I think most entrepreneurs go through this moment of self-sabotage and limiting beliefs where they have the skills and the resources to be able to achieve their dreams without a doubt, but something internally blocks them. Something stops them, whether it's a fear of being successful, a fear of having lots of money, a fear of having all of the resources that are available out there, because it's framed through the past experiences you went through, the family that you were brought in, the limited resources that you had when you were growing up. There's like that blockage there. So I'm sure you've dealt with many business owners that have that hump that they need to get over, and you've been able to, seems like, successfully get them over that hump into being successful and embracing and accepting their success in this industry.
100%. 100%. If I could share just one example.
Yeah, please do.
6-figure business owner comes to me and she's like, there's an RFP out here and I really want to go after it, but I don't know if I could or should. So we sat down, I pulled out my system, I showed her like the checklist that we have. It's very strategic in deciding whether or not you want to waste your time or money in this, right? Like, first, let's just figure out it's a right fit for your business. Second, once we've decided that, we sat down and decided that, we put together the proposal, she submitted it, and she found out that she won a $1.4 million contract in less than 30 days. And on top of it, she was going up against 11 competitors. And on top of that, she's a solopreneur. And on top of that, all of the 11 have established teams. So they all have teams that they were bidding for this opportunity. Now, the first thing that came to mind was, what is the rate? Like, what was the price that she bid? Let me look at the bidding prices. Let me compare that. All in alignment. So at the end of the day, it came down to the strategy. It comes down to the strategy. There's so many opportunities. It's overwhelming. There's so many opportunities, thousands that come out a week at a time. And so when you're looking for sifting through all of these opportunities, you don't know which is what, and is it going to be the right fit for me, or how do I need to position myself, and all of these things. And that's why this GovCon sales strategy works, because it's about just simplifying and scaling your business.
The story is powerful, right? The story is powerful. It's like an underdog story, right?
Yes.
If you guys are listening to this and you're watching this, whether it's on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, let us know in the chat. Have you ever been in that place where you're struggling to just figure out the next step? You don't know who to talk to, who you can count on. If you look on the internet, 100 different gurus will give you 100 different answers for different things. I've been there. right?
Yep.
I mean, it's a really common place to be. But let me know in the chat if that's you. Number one,
Mhm.
give me like a number 2 in the chat. Put a number 2 in the chat if that's you. You've ever been in a place where you feel stuck? You feel like
Yeah.
you want to get to, you know what God has created you to do in this life. You know you're supposed to be doing more, but you feel like you just can't get past that wall that's in front of you. Let me know. Give me number 2 in the chat if that's you. Tell us the solution. What the heck is the solution? What are the next steps? How can people overcome this like place of being stuck?
Okay. Can I give some value today? So
Please.
actually, I want to, if we can answer Fabian's question in the chat, I think that her question is really powerful. So she's asking, Fabian's asking, how do you find contracts in your field? So the long answer to, I don't want to bore you, but like they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And so a part of this is first starting with my system. And I'm going to go through the system now. And I hope it'll answer your question. If you have more questions after that, Fabian, just go ahead and ask in the chat. So my system, there's 5 steps. The first step is prepare. So why? Because we never start a business or we never start an opportunity without understanding what resources and tools we have. Mm-hmm. We never get on a journey across the country without knowing that we have gas, supplies, materials. Like we put our away message on, we all do the thing. That was preparation for the journey. And so prepare is about looking at your past performance, your work. What have you accomplished? What are the results you've gotten for people? Even if you have a system for what you do, have you figured out a better way of doing something than maybe your competitors? And that's why your clients love you. And then also looking at what do you qualify for? So this is like certifications, a minority certification, a disadvantaged certification. And, there are other programs that are associated within that disadvantaged certification pool. So many opportunities. So we first want to see, okay, so where are the resources and tools? And also part of that conversation is, where does it fit in my business? Because if you have team, we want to make sure that we're not overloading them. But we also want to make sure that we have a system, right? It goes from this person to the next person. That's how we deliver value to our clients. So we want to follow that system and make sure that the availability for team isn't there, workload, all of those things that you are already doing in your business. We want to make sure that we're crystal clear on that process. Step number 2 is target. So this is where, Fabian, I'm going to answer your question. There's a simple, straightforward way. I call it the opportunity matrix, and I'll talk more about that in the masterclass. But the opportunity matrix is how you gather everything. I don't know about you. How many of you are like, you find something on the interwebs and you're like, oh, I gotta write that down, or oh, I'm gonna look up that and I'll come back to it. And you never do because you're overwhelmed with so many things.
Yeah, totally.
I do it all the time. I'm like, I was just looking up, I came across this video about like increasing your energy. And I'm like, oh, I love this. I'm going to come back to it. Knowing good and well, Mark, I was like, I know I'm going to forget this channel. Like I know this is not going to happen.
I get it.
And afterwards, like I had dinner with my husband and everything. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to look it up now. And I'm like, okay, so what was the guy's name?
Yeah, I know.
It happens all the time. So what track is looking, it's target is step 2 is target. And that is about targeting the agencies, the clients that are buying what you are selling. So this is where we find out who is buying what you're selling. There are dozens of agencies. So if you just start looking around, you're like putting your NAICS code and searching by scope of work, it's going to take you forever. With my system, it simplifies it. It should take you just a couple of hours for the entire year. So now you can see how you can be strategic about winning these contracts. And I like talking about GovCon stacking.
Sure.
I get really nerdy about this stuff, y'all.
Nerd out, please. Nerd out.
So There's no opportunity you can't win. I'm going to say it like that.
Mhm.
And so GovCon stacking, it allows you to see what opportunity, how to position your business with what opportunities. So, for example, if there's like a $20 million contract and you're like, I am a person of $1 million, there's no way I can fulfill this by myself.
Mhm.
Great. You have time now because you've seen the entire year. You have 12 months within the fiscal year. You can see that 8 months from now, that contract's coming out, you have 8 months to find a partner to partner with for this contract. It starts to become so easy when you are strategic. So easy.
Got it. Yeah. So strategic, intentional, right? Intentional, being proactive instead of reactive. I think many entrepreneurs are reactive. We wait until something hits the fan and then we freak out and try to fix it. This would kind of help and guide you be more proactive in the place where you got time to prepare because you already see the end of the year in mind, right?
Yes.
You can prepare from that point on.
How many business owners can prepare right now? Like, I don't know many entrepreneurs right now that can prepare for anything. There's so much change happening and occurring around us. It's challenging to go back to the days where we would have a 3-year business plan. Like, who's doing that? Nobody's doing that. Only the ones that are doing government contracting, because they're stabilizing their business. So while everything else is like turbulence and just overwhelmed, they're like, I'm good. We got contracts. So if there's a little bit of a dip with our private sector clients, we're good. We're stabilized. We can keep running. We've got operation costs. We've got the baseline, and our profit is healthy. See, it starts to become really fun and exciting. And so, where did you go? Okay, you're still there. Okay, so step number 3. Step number 3. So
if anybody heard Dad, my grandson ran into the office. He calls me Dad or Pop. So that was my grandson. But it's a family business. It's family business. Continue, please.
I love it. I love it. No, it's totally good. It's totally good. So we talked about step 1.
Did 1,
prepare.
You did 2. Yeah, 2 is.
Then we did.
Target. I got target. Now number 3.
Strategize.
Okay.
Strategize. I'm going to be funny for a minute, but I really want to know this answer. Okay. How many of you have ever done a jigsaw puzzle and started with puzzle pieces inside versus the outside?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. Very few people.
You always start with the outside. You start with the corners and then you line them up. Yeah, no.
Why would you do that? It would take you forever. You would never finish the puzzle.
Yeah.
So the strategize, step 3, strategize, is about creating that frame so that we understand all of the resources and the tools, the opportunities that are out there. How do we frame our value for the government? And now we know who the client is because we've already targeted them. We know that maybe it's Department of Defense, or maybe it's within that, like the U.S. Navy, or maybe it's a local government like the city of Orlando. So now we know exactly who those clients are and their problems.
Okay, so that brings me to a quick point, that question I need to make. So this is kind of like a little bit of mystery, right? To a lot of people, they may not know anything about this. When we think of government, we always have a bad condensation. What's the word I'm looking for? We just have a bad feeling about the government, right? Because we think White House, we think Fed, but when you talk government, and it's connotation, I think the word is what I was looking for. Connotation.
Yes.
What we're looking for, what you're talking about, is all the way from the top, but all the way to the bottom, and that could be like. And now it's making sense to me. That could be like the city of Stanford or the city of Frisco or even the education system is a government
Department of Education. Yes.
So break it down so that the average person who's scared of the government will understand it, and that fear will be relieved.
100%.
In this situation. Just give us a quick 30-second lowdown on it.
Okay. So there's 3 levels. there's city, state, and local. So city, just like you said, the city of Fresno or Frisco.
Frisco is where I live. Frisco, yeah.
Frisco. Okay,
Yeah.
the city of
I have
Frisco.
a friend watching. He's in Stamford, Connecticut. So,
Stamford, Connecticut. So that's another government. So the departments within that. So there's the Department of Education, and then there's districts within education. So the district that your kids are going to school, or also like the law enforcement. So that's a part of the government as well.
Interesting. Law enforcement, civil duties, those types of things.
Exactly. Yeah, they're all contracts.
Okay.
So and so that's the local. At a state level, so there's the state of Texas, the state of Connecticut, the state of Florida. They have also money filtered from federal.
Sure. And
they have their own budget.
They have budgets that they have to spend.
Required. Too. Yes.
If they don't spend it, they get in trouble. So
it's huge. It's a huge deal.
Oh man, that's blowing my mind.
It's completely different from current, like your clients. Like your clients are like, oh, I don't know, like this budget thing. I don't know. We'll get back to you and blah blah blah. Okay. Literally, the government's like, here is all of the money.
Got it. Okay, Nick, we'll get to your question in a second. Nick has a question. He's actually in anti-trafficking, anti-human trafficking. Oh, he's starting a nonprofit and he travels all over the world. But he's wondering. His question is, does this fit? Can I fit this into any part of a government contract gig at some point? Maybe you need to think about that, do a little bit of research, but I wonder if there is some type of service that he can provide through his organization where he can get a government contract to maybe bring awareness to schools or education or something like that. So if you can help me come up with a solution to that while we're talking, let's think about that as well. But great question, Nick. We'll get that answer for you.
Two things top of mind. So one thing, Nick, is, if you're looking for funding for your organization, definitely grants are the way to go. They are not government contracting, but they function similarly in terms of the process. And they come from the same pool of money. The second thing is that came to mind, just obviously just seeing the question is to actually just go to the school and go to the schools. Go to your courthouse and just say, hey, this is what I want to do. And just talk to them. Because oftentimes they're just looking for opportunities to engage with local residents. And they have ways for you to win a government contract that doesn't need to be advertised. I know so many people that win contracts, they don't even know it's considered a government contract. They're like, well, the city of Orlando just called me, or Orange County just called me and asked me to come in and do a talk. But they said they were going to pay me. And I said, that is a contract. That literally is a contract. That's it. That's it. It's so cool. Easy, right? So those two ideas came to mind for me, Nick, for you. And if anything else that comes to mind, I'll definitely.
For sure. So we talked about number one. We talked about number two. Number three was being strategic, right? Strategizing.
Strategize. Mm-hmm.
Strategize. Yep. And so finish your thought on strategize, and then you're gonna give us the left hook right here. You're gonna let us know this is a value bring. We're bringing value to the audience right now. We actually got something cooking together in a few weeks that we're going to want to invite all of you guys to. So make sure you stick around for another 10 minutes or so. And we're going to drop a bomb in just a short few minutes. Go ahead. Finish your thought about that.
I love this. I love this. So strategize. So strategize, working within the frame. Okay. So this is using the tools and resources so that you can start building the frame for the government. Now, it's similar. The marketing is similar to what you're doing in your business now. You are the hero. No. You are the guide. A lot of people think, I need to go ahead and tell the government that I've won a lot of awards, that I have this big team, that I am the best thing since applesauce, and they don't care. They only care about solving the problem. Just like Mark said, there's tons of money that they need to spend, so they just want to get straight to it. They're like, can you do it or not? Especially on the federal level, it's cut and dry. Don't give them fluff. So
they don't care who you are. They just care if you can help them or not. That's pretty much it.
100%. So, business development is always good. Building relationship with clients is always a good thing. But I see it as a strategy to know what's coming and how to influence, but not to win always. There's my clients all the time win contracts without knowing the government agencies that are putting them out. So now we move on to step 4. Or excuse me. Now we move on to step 4. Yes, submit. Excuse me. So submit is the proposal or the bid that goes in. So this is what I hear from people. I don't want to work on this proposal. Oh my gosh, I got to read this RFP. This is like 100 pages long. And I'm like, okay, this again goes back to step 1 and 2. Step 1 is prepare, 2 is track. If you know what opportunities are perfect fit for your business, more than likely they're going to align to the size of opportunities you're doing right now. So if an RFP is 2 pages, more than likely it's for a company that is at a 6-figure, 7, 8-figure business, right? So it's going to be in alignment with you. If it's 100 pages long, it's going to be a bigger contract. It's going to be a bigger contract because there's more information they need to tell you about this contract. So that's what's in the RFP. And that's how you respond, either with a price, a proposal, or both. Those are the 3 options typically.
Got it. That's valuable. That's really valuable. How can let's just think about this a second. Guys, if you're watching this, by the way, give me a hashtag live if you can, just so we know we can track. If you're watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay. If you're interested in learning more about government contracting and how it could potentially fit into your life, maybe as a side hustle, maybe as a potential career change, give me a hashtag government contracting, or no, what's a shorter one we can do? GovCon. Give me a hashtag GovCon, GovCon. Hashtag GovCon, and let us know if this would be helpful to you to learn more from an expert. Let me know if that's of interest to you. If not, we're probably going to close up this live just very shortly. But if that's interested, where you can be in a room and you can hear from the horse's mouth exactly what you need to do in order to get this done in a short period of time, guys, drop me a hashtag GovCon in the chat. If you're watching the replay, still drop a hashtag GovCon in the chat. And if you directly want to get in touch with me, you can message me directly on Facebook. Give me a hashtag GovCon in the messenger, and I'll just shoot you more information about this. But give us the 411. Melinda, what are you willing to do for my audience and the people that are going to watch this video in the future?
This is what I'll tell you. Okay. All right. So I would like to invite your audience to a free masterclass. And it's coming up. We said the February 4th.
Yep, February 4th.
And you have an option to upgrade to VIP. So you're going to get an additional hour of value, which is completely custom to what your questions are, what your problems are, everything. And this is, you don't want to miss this. Like if you've been on the fence or you've considered it before, this is obviously your sign to sign up and register for this opportunity.
I know it's my sign because I've heard about it. I've heard about it on YouTube several times, and I've been like, that's be interesting to look into.
Yeah.
I'm in the financial services industry, love what I do, but as a second source of income, a second stream of income, why not? Right. So yeah, so I'm one of those. I'm ready.
Absolutely. I can't wait to talk to you about that too, because that's going to be so much. So to wrap that all the way in is financial services to selling to the government. How do you win contracts in your field, baby? And rephrase the question. So how you win is exactly how you win now, how you win work. You want to provide value. You want to show people that you have done this before or have experienced delivering this before. And if it's not you, you can partner with someone else that does so that you can win the contract. You deliver value within the proposal. Here's a ninja trick. When you're writing the proposal, just put this hat on when you're writing it and imagine that you've already won it. When you speak from that perspective, right, it is completely different tone and energy, and it will show in your scores.
Sure.
It will show in your scores.
Makes
hands
sense. Confidence, you're manifesting it, you have faith, right? You're believing that it's already there, even though you don't see it yet, right? That's faith, substance of, what's there, but you don't have it yet. So I love that. I love that. I live by that. I always tell my kids, walk into a room like you're the top dog, you're the owner, you're the king, right?
Yes.
Be confident in what you do. So I'm super, thank you for that tip. That was golden right there. That was golden. So tell us about this masterclass, February 4th. What's the deal?
GovCon Millions. Register. Go to govconmillions.com. GOVCON millions, like the millions that you will acquire in revenue.com, and just simply click the button to register and get on the list. This is going to be sold out. Guaranteed it's going to be full. And I am not going to make more space because here's the thing. Like we answered questions right now, we want to make sure that we answer your questions in the masterclass. This is a learning experience. This is getting all of the questions out so that you can be crystal clear on how you're going to proceed moving forward with government contracting or not. You might decide, I don't want to do this, or this sounds amazing.
Sure.
And if those people are saying, this is already sounding amazing, make sure to register because we want to make sure to give you all of the value. If you upgrade to VIP, you're going to get me time. You're going to get Melinda time. And we're going to talk about what you do in your business, what your offers are, how big your company is. And then I'll be able to actually give you a real-time quick strategy so that
VIP is where it's at. VIP. So 100%. VIP, they get to speak to someone who's been in the industry for over 20 years. Like you can't have more experience than that. I mean, it's the person that knows how to get things done. So that's exciting. Guys, if you want to be part of the VIP access, shoot me a specific message. Let me know you want to be part of the VIP access. I'll give you additional information, and I'll also drop a couple extras in there as well. If you're from my audience and you want to be part of her VIP package, let me know. I'll throw in a couple extra bonuses. I have some
a couple things.
I have some new ebooks that I just created about creating wealth and retirement that I'm willing to throw in absolutely free. So let me know, guys, if that's you. Shoot me a private message as you register for this masterclass so that I can send a list of names to Melinda and let her know, hey, these are from my people, take care of them. And then we'll connect the pieces there. I'll get some extra information in your hands. But if you guys can swing it, VIP it all the way, you'll get an extra hour. Plus, you're going for 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours. That's a long time. You got that information to give?
It's a money party. It's a money party. We're going to talk. It's so much fun. It goes by so quickly.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Awesome. What other information do you want to drop before we sign out and enjoy the rest of our evening? Talk to us.
No, I just want to keep it simple, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, here's what I'm going to say. It's January. And at the end of the day, we can either decide to take action or we can decide to do it tomorrow. And realizing that tomorrow will never come. Guaranteed. Yes. So take action. Do it right now. It takes, 30 seconds to register and you're done and you have secured your spot. Yeah. You get a link to a Zoom room that's completely private. This is going to up-level your life. This is not just about your bank account. This is about spending more time with your family, doing whatever you want with your time, and knowing that you're stabilizing your system so that your team is more autonomous. It just is. This is going to change your life, and I'm just like, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too, man. I'm excited to learn how I can get some government contracts with the current field that I'm in. And service clients more and just be broader in the way that I deliver my influence. So I'm super excited we connected. Thank you so much. I'll drop a link. I'll send a link probably in the comment section of this video. But if you want to reach out to me personally, just shoot me a DM on Facebook. Mark Cassara, shoot me a DM. And you can get a hold of me multiple platforms, but let me know specifically. I'll throw you a little bit more information about that as well. GovConMillions.com.
Yes.
GovConMillions.com. I'll drop the link. definitely hit me up if you're watching the replay. #GovCon if that's you and you want to be a part of this. We're going to do maybe another live potentially in between now
Oh
and the
yeah, that's a
time
good
that,
idea.
that February 4th hits. So send us questions. Send me questions. Feel free to follow Melinda on Facebook. Reach out to her. Let us know what questions we can answer for you. And I really hope that we can absolutely pack the house. Is there a limited number of people? Are you cutting it off at a certain place, or are we going to just leave the doors open?
Yeah, I mean, until it closes, pretty much, like
Gotcha.
as many people as we can take,
Okay.
and then it's closed.
Stuff them in. Once it's closed, it's
Yeah,
closed. So
that's it.
awesome. I appreciate you so much. I'm super excited to meet you and just partner with you and help you expand your business as you help my followers and my community expand their business and their reach as well. I look forward to working with you again and doing many more of these. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. This is a 45-minute live, just about 50 minutes we went. So make sure you subscribe on, I know it felt like 5 minutes, right?
Right? It's so cool.
Okay, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, Mark Cassara. Find me on TikTok, Mark Cassara, Facebook, Mark Cassara, and Instagram, Mark Cassara as well, or mark.financials. And where are some places that they can find you, Melinda, and connect with you?
You can find me on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Just look for my name, Melinda Cologne, and look at over my beautiful face. Can't miss it. And would love to connect with you all.
Awesome. I appreciate you so much. We'll talk very soon. God bless, guys.
All right. God bless.